According to Donate Life Foundation, statistics done in April 2018 show that 8,000 people die each year because the organs they need are not donated in time. That's 22 people a day and almost one person every hour. What if you were one of the thousands of people on the transplant waitlist? There are many people who are aware of organ donations, but in the article, An Investigation to Mature Adults' Attitudinal Reluctance to Register as Organ Donors, published by Clinical Transplantation in 2016, it states that although the need for organ donations in the U.S. is well documented, less than half of the American adults are registered. We've all come across a moment, or soon will, where we will need to determine if we want to become organ donors. We aren't just agreeing to terms, our answers can potentially save the lives of many people. For those of us who are already organ donors, are we doing enough by just being registered? We need to spread this valuable information to influence others to make a change in their life. My dad needed a kidney when he was just 15 years old, and I learned the significance that one's decision can have. An organ donor saved my dad's life, and I've always tried my best to educate my peers about becoming an organ donor. I've been doing my research on this topic and have always volunteered for the Donate a Life Foundation. Everyone should register to be an organ and frequent blood donor and help spread awareness of both. First, we will learn how there are more people on the waiting list to receive an organ than there are on the donor side. Then I will show you how signing up to become an organ and blood donor can improve the lives of many, including yourself. Finally, I'll walk you through the steps on how to become an organ donor. There are more people on the waiting list to receive an organ than there are on the donor side. It's important to understand how organ failure can happen to anyone, and every year more people are being added to the list to receive an organ. Not everyone can just join a list to sign up to receive an organ donation. In order to be eligible, the receiving person must have an organ that is failing or close to failure. The organs that can be transplanted are livers, kidney, the heart, the lungs, other organs, and blood as well. No one thinks that organ failure will happen to them, but unfortunately, many people are affected by this. A statistic from DLA Donor Designation Report, which was updated as of January 16, 2019, shows that 95% of U.S. adults support organ donation, but only 58% are actually signed up as donors. People need to actually sign up to be the change that they want to see. The article Attitudes Towards Organ Donation Among Waitlisted Transplantations Patients results of a cross-sectional survey published by Wiley Clinical Transportation on August 30th, 2016 state that over 100,000 patients are listed for transplant and more than 7,000 deaths occur annually while on the wait list. Evidently, this choice impacts the lives of many others, not just ours. Although everyone can register to become an organ donor, not everyone is able to donate blood. Study from the Community Blood Center shows that only 37% of our country's population is eligible to give blood, and less than 10% of those who can donate actually donate annually. You can actually make a change and give the gift of life by donating blood. Now that I show you the basis of organ transplants and recipients, I will show you how signing up and staying a registered organ donor and blood donor can improve the lives of many, including yourself. Many people don't understand the type of impact that becoming an organ and blood donor can have on someone's life. By signing up to become an organ donor, you're giving the chance for others to continue to live. Think about it. You're able to make a difference in someone's life even after you're gone. I understand that the thought of that can be terrifying, but that shouldn't be a reason not to become a donor. In the article Benefits and Harms to Organ Donors by Shimwitz and Sade, published in November 8, 2015, it states that grieving families of organ donors benefit by having a positive outcome in the face of tragic loss, a benefit that most people would want for their families in the event of their death. It shows that even by becoming an organ donor, families take comfort in the action of still being able to help others after a loved one is gone. The great thing about being a blood donor is that you can do it while you're still alive. Blood can't be received from anyone but donors, so it is our more responsibility to donate blood if we are able to. In a study done by Red Cross organization, it shows that 13.6 million whole blood and red blood cells are collected in the U.S. a year. So how many lives can one donor save? In the article 5 Benefits of Organ Donation, published by Florida Today on April 8, 2015, it shows that a single donor can save up to 8 lives. By also donating tissues and eyes, the same donor can improve up to 50 lives. So it shows you're never too late to become an organ donor. People who are already registered to be a donor are already making a difference by increasing the chances for someone to live. Same with blood donation. Every single blood donation counts. Blood transfusions are needed for more than we can expect. According to the Cancer Society, about 1.7 million are expected to be diagnosed with cancer in 2017. What if your loved one was in need of a blood transfusion? It's possible to do a living donation for certain organs. Now that we've learned that there are more people on the waiting list than there are on the they're on the donor side and how becoming a donor can benefit the lives of many people, I'll show you that you don't have to be deceased to become an organ donor. Although a majority of organ donors come from deceased donors, there are many cases where there are living donations. The thought of death scares many people, and maybe that's the reason why people don't like to think about becoming an organ donor, because the question of what if comes up. But becoming an organ donor doesn't mean you have to be declared brain dead in order for you to receive organs. Statistics done by the United Network for Organ Sharing show that in 2018, there were 6,849 living donor transplants. If we look at statistics starting from 2014, we can see that every year the number of living donor transplants have increased. Becoming a living donor will also remove candidates from the National Transplant Waiting List. As of 2012, data from the Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network show that most people waiting for deceased kidney will wait at least 3 years, while half of all liver candidates will wait longer than 2.5 years. Those of us who are already organ donors have the ability to change someone's life by sacrificing a part of your own organ and having a direct impact on the national waiting list. If you feel that you can't become a living donor, then that's okay, but we must continue spreading our influence to society. You now have all the information to determine if saving a life is something that you want to register for. By becoming an organ donor, you can save the lives of many people. We've learned how there are more people on the waiting list than the donor side, how becoming a donor can benefit the lives of many people, and how you can become a donor. There are many people who are in need of an organ donation due to organ failure. Will you be someone who contributes to the change? If so, becoming an organ donor is something that you would like to register for. You can register at organdonor.gov, and you can donate at redcrossblood.org. Thank you.